everybody? Give me a shout. A little louder? There you go. No, I can't really hear you. I'm just pretending because I've been doing this for a while, but I'm still not used to playing the piano and entertaining an invisible audience. Are you there? Maybe you're not there. Maybe I'm doing this for myself. That would be very weird. So I'm going to play songs, and you're going to get the lyrics just in the nick of time. And I thought we would start with a warm-up because you've been busy all day long. You've been at parties and ensembles and rehearsals and hiking and cooking and hanging out with nobody. Whatever you've been doing, it's good to warm up. So best way to warm up is to stand up. And you know why that's better? Because you're breathing better. But if you're sitting down, just sit straight. You don't want to be singing like this because you won't have any breath. And I'm going to play something for you. You're going to listen first, and listening is really important, and then you're going to sing it back. So just listen. You may be thinking, it sounds familiar. No, I just made it up. So I want you to say ah. Okay, not Everybody say Now say ah. You're going to sing it on ah. 1, 2, ready, and a little louder. Pretty nice. Actually, I might hire you for a gig. Now we're going to go up a half step. Same thing. Ah, 2, 3, 4. Song from the previous century? Yes. Remember, I want to hold your hand. So I want you to think about something. When you have a rock and roll band, you got a bunch of guitarists, a bass player, drummer, and you have the Beatles. How does that translate into one pianist with 10 fingers? Can I do it exactly? Not exactly, but the melody is the same. But it's going to be a different groove. So I was thinking, what would be a good way to start this song? And I think I'll start it with the bass line, and that'll get me into a mood, and maybe it will get you into a mood. So I want to hold your hand. Everybody, you got your lyrics? Hold them up. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to do one more warm-up in case that one wasn't enough. I'm going to play something, You're going to sing it back, and I want you to sing so loudly I can hear it in my house. Even though my door's closed, my windows are closed, I want to hear it. I'm in El Cerrito, and I don't know where you are, but you may be not in El Cerrito, I'm guessing. Okay, now this one may sound familiar, may not sound familiar. You're going to sing it on an ah. Remember, it's not an an ah. You know what it is? Makes me crazy sometimes. 3, 4. But you know who wrote it? Willie Nelson, everybody's favorite guy. Okay, now we're going to the Gershwins, A Foggy Day. So, you know, back in those days, a lot of songs that have lingered were written either for a movie or for a Broadway show. And the Gershwins were masters. And the verse is often left out, but the verse is really important because lots of times the verse has to do with the plot, with the storyline. And so my favorite phrase in the verse is that feeling of self-pity. What to do, what to do, what to do. So I'm going to guess that even if you know A Foggy Day, you might have sung it at a gig or an open mic, maybe you didn't sing the verse, because a lot of people don't do the verse, but the verse is really nice. We're going to do it in the key of D, just in case you're curious. Here we go, I was a stranger. Take a breath. guessing. I'm figuring however many of you there are. I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30,000. At least some of you sounded pretty good. Maybe everybody. What's next on my list? Oh yeah, Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay. So a lot of these songs, I don't play the way I usually do, because lots of times when I'm playing for a singer, I'm not playing the melody. But you need me to play the melody, I'm guessing. I'm guessing this would be pretty unsuccessful if I wasn't playing the melody, because some of you might not know what to do or when to do it. So I'm playing the melody. So I've got 10 fingers, so if I'm playing the melody with these fingers, that means there's only these fingers left to play everything else. So it's very interesting. It's been an interesting learning curve for me, doing a sing-along with no singers I can hear. So that's kind of partly what's going on here. So I'm going to move my bench a little bit. Tell a joke, and I'll be right with you. Tell yourselves a joke. That ought to be better. Okay. Okay. Yeah. By the way, you want to know what I wrote myself? I wrote slow, quarter note equals about 96, key of C, 4 bars of C, rhythm in left hand. Remember, that's how it starts, something like that. Here we go, sitting. Sometimes it cooperates. Was your whistle cooperating? And by the way, when was the last time anyone asked you, was your whistle cooperating? You got to figure those things out. Okay, now we're going back into the Broadway stage. So now, Brian, we're going to do I Could Have Danced and I Should Have Stayed. Okay, so while Brian's getting that together, or maybe he already has, of course, I Could Have Danced All Night is one of the most famous, beloved, great songs from My Fair Lady, written by Lerner and Lowe. I have a great friend, Eric Wenberg, who I met at the Dickens Fair. He's a wonderful singer, writer, clever guy. I asked him, what could he do with this song? And he came up with something which we'll sing in a minute. And we don't have a live singer here tonight singing this, although we will next month. But you can sing it. But right now we're going to sing I Could Have Danced All Night. These are Lerner and Lowe's, Lerner's original lyrics. And remember the beginning, Eliza saying, bed, I couldn't go to bed. I'm too excited. My head's too late to try to set it down. So we'll start off with that thing, and then we'll go into the tune, and then we'll go into I should have. But right now it's I could have. Let's see, what key did I decide? I think I decided A flat. Now, some of you might not know this opening part, and that's okay. You can just get ready to sing the main part that you do know. Auditions, and why not? If I were a young ingenue singer, I would sing that song. So now we're going to turn to Eric Wenberg's clever lyrics, I should have stayed indoors. So why don't you look at those lyrics for a minute? I mean, are they clever? Eric, if you're there, everybody give Eric a round of applause. But just in case somebody doesn't have access to looking at the lyrics, I'm going to read them to you. I should have stayed indoors. I should have stayed indoors and made a batch of s'mores. I should have watched West Wings and done 1,000 things like vacuum all the floors. I'll never know. I didn't show the symptoms. I haven't tested for the spores. But now I've got in line $1,000 fine. I should have stayed indoors. Shelter at home, dear, and write a poem, dear. You better stay indoors. I mean, I just love it. Okay. Here we go. I should have stayed. And made a batch of s'mores. Like vacuum. I'll never know. I love something like that because we know what it means. Okay, our next tune is another Beatles tune. A little bit of harmony here. If you had to wonder, if somebody asked you, out of all the zillions of Beatles songs, are most of them in major or minor or demented or demolished or don't you know for sure? I'm going to guess that most of them are in major. But some of the most famous are in minor, like Eleanor Rigby's in minor. And this one is in minor. Things We Said Today. So I'm going to wait. Brian, you got it going there? I'm going to guess he does. Things We Said Today. Da boom, da da da. Very nice tune. Okay. I wrote here D minor. See, when I choose a key, when I have a gig with a singer, I choose it for the singer's key, for the singer's voice. But with all of you, I had to think, okay, most there, a few there, so I kind of put it in the middle, but on the lower side. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Second verse. Now we go into major. Back to minor. Some days. I'm just. Putting an ending because it's fun to put on endings. Yeah. Now we're going to do something, and I didn't write the lyrics down, but I think a lot of you are going to know it. The title has only 4 words, and I'm going to give you one hint. The second word is ain't, so probably all of you know it by now. Ain't. Now more of you know it, right? So if you don't know the lyrics, don't feel bad. Just sing on, or sing up, or sing anything, because the idea is for you to be singing. Now we're going to do When Jonah, he lived in a well. So let me tell you a little about Porgy and Bess. When I first learned this, it blew my mind. So George Gershwin was well known, and he decided to write an opera. And he did serious research. He went into the Georgian islands off of in the south, and he studied the people, the language, the culture, the music, and he came back and he'd written Porgy and Bess. And he went to the Met, and he said, this is my opera, and I want to do it with an all-black cast. Now, this was in the 30s, and they hemmed and they hawed, and they thought about it, and they said, well, we're sorry, Mr. Gershwin, we don't have enough African-American singers to do that. But George Gershwin knew that was not right, and he held his ground, and they held their ground, and he went away. He couldn't do it at the Met. He couldn't premiere at the Met, but he went somewhere else. He went to another opera company, and they said, sure. And at first, it was not a rousing success. It was a moderate success, but every time it had another performance, the crowds got more enthusiastic. Then the critics came along, and of course, then it was, sooner or later, it was a big smash hit. And then the Met said, Mr. Gershwin, we'd love you to do it at the Met. So the Met eventually did it, but not for a while. And that was how things were in the 30s. The state of culture and the arts in the United States, and they've come a long way. Not long enough yet, but I thought you might find that story interesting because it blew my mind when I first heard it. Now we're going to France. I love this song. This is La Vie en Rose. And by the way, YouTube, I gotta hand it to YouTube. My favorite version of La Vie en Rose I heard on YouTube, Louis Armstrong singing it and playing trumpet, divine. It's just the most adorable version. I wish I could recreate it, but I can't play all the instruments. So Edith Piaf, little street urchin, she wrote this song, and she might have written it while she was still living on the street, I don't know. But the original French lyrics were about World War II, about what was going on with the people in World War II. But then, of course, there are various translations. And here's what Louis Armstrong sings. Hold me close and hold me fast, the magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose. And La Vie, that's for those of you who skipped French class, La Vie, the life. So I love this song. And so I'm gonna just play it really plain and simple because I think it's the most gorgeous that way. Okay. love it so much, I just do. Hope you liked it, or I love it. Okay, now we're going to do an Irving Berlin song, and I've massacred the words. Irving Berlin wrote Cheek to Cheek. Great song. Actually, but my version is not cheek to cheek, it's not cheek to cheek. Get it? It's called Not Cheek to Cheek because it's for the current times. So in case you don't have the lyrics, I'm just going to read it to you. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, not dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, yes, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me every day seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky play when we're out together dancing 6 feet away. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain. It fills my happy heart, but it doesn't fill me half as much as dancing 6 feet apart. Oh, I love to go out fishing. I'm kind of a nature geek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing not cheek to cheek. Dance with me. I need 6 feet from you. The heat about you will carry me through. Oh, heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. When we're out together, not dancing, cheek to cheek. So I would never tell you how to interpret it, but in this case, every time there's the word not, I want you to not really exaggerate it, okay? So everybody kind of got the groove. What do you think Irving would think? Think he would dig it? I don't know. I think he would. Okay, so let's see here. By the way, I wrote these, well, okay, a lot of these lyrics are Irving's originals, and then I wrote some of them. I wrote most of the new ones. But Billy Philadelphia, the wonderful pianist, Bay Area pianist, he wrote The Heat About You. He changed that one phrase, and I liked it better than what I had. So thank you, Billy. Okay. Now, if you want to get on the dance floor, your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom, I'll never tell. Here we go. Heaven. I see. When we're out together, not dancing cheek to cheek. When we're out together, dancing 6 feet away. As dancing 6 feet apart, I'm kind of a nature geek. Take a breath. Dance with me. I need 6 feet. The heat will carry me through. Oh, heaven. Extended ending. When we're out together. Out together. One more time, out together. Out together. Another one. Out together. Last one. Out together. Dancing cheek to cheek. Dancing cheek to cheek. Not dancing cheek to cheek. I love it. I love a lot of Irving's music, and I had a good time making that appropriate for the current situation. Okay, now we're going back to the Beatles, except now it's just John Lennon. And we're going to sing Imagine. So you got your lyrics handy, I hope. So I decided to rewrite some of the lyrics. I just felt like it. So you can look at them. Hey, Brian, can I ask you a question?
Of course, what you got for me?
Do you know, can you tell, does everybody have access to the lyrics?
They do now. It's in the chat. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. So I don't need to read them to you then. And but I think what I really like the best is the second verse. Imagine there's just goodness. It isn't hard to do. Good health all around us and happy children too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Okay. All right. You know, this is not a good key. I just realized it. Okay. No, I think I'm gonna change the order a little bit here. And we're gonna go to groovin'. Brian, are you cool with that?
I got you. It's coming up in 2 seconds.
Thank you. By the way, isn't Brian great? He's great. Really appreciate Brian. So this is a tune from way back when I was first listening to popular music. I'm gonna guess the 60s, is that right? Some of you will know if that's right. 60s, 70s maybe? I would guess the 60s. And we're gonna have a little bit of a brief harmony lesson here. So what am I doing? I'm going back and forth between two chords. It's the one chord, it's the two chord. If I played it in root position, it'd be like that. But who wants to do that? So first of all, you can add a seventh or a major seventh and a minor seventh. But what if sometimes you want to substitute another chord for that other chord, for the second chord? For the two chord, you can do this instead. You can play the flat seventh. And so I'm going to do that halfway through this piece. And it doesn't change the melody, doesn't change the rhythm, doesn't change the groove, but it changes the feel a little bit if you're like me, if the harmony really makes you feel a certain way. So for example, that's what it is mostly. But one time for fun, I was just doing this. And I thought, oh, that's cool, that's mixed Lydian, it works. Mixed Lydian is basically a major scale with a flatted seventh. So that's a regular major scale, right? If you do this, that's mixed Lydian, that's a flatted seventh. And here comes our special guest. She's not going to sing yet, but she will sing soon. So that's the difference between doing the song the regular way and then doing it, making some harmonic changes just for the fun of it, just for the sheer pleasure of it. So if you're too young, you might not know this tune. You'll just have to listen to your neighbors who will sing really loud. See what you remember? Here we go. grazing in the grass. So we're gonna go back to grooving for a minute. We're gonna come back to we'll keep on spending sunny days this way. Here we go, and guess what? The song fades out. So you don't even have to plan your ending. You can just keep singing. You can just groove out on your ending. I always dug that little tune. Cool. And now I think,
Ready?
yeah, so we're gonna feature a special guest, my friend and neighbor Zoe Ellis. We're gonna do a Stevie Wonder tune, If It's Magic. So Brian, does everybody have If It's Magic?
It's coming to him right now.
I did not bring my chair over because I realized it would just take so long
Okay.
to do all that. But I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna get myself here. And then I'm gonna do this, Ellen, so that we can,
Sure.
yeah?
There you go, guys. And then while we're getting all set up here for our special guest singer that you're going to hear in just a second, just want to remind everybody about our tip jar. Our doors to the theater have been closed now for about 10 weeks. So you can imagine we've lost about 70% of our income as a theater. So if Brianna, my co-producers, just put the link there in the chat. And also you can head over to our website, themarsh.org, visit our tip jar. Of course, as Stephanie would say, no donation is too small. And of course, no donation is too big. So, all right, Ellen, back to you.
Sure.
All right, I'm just doing a little camera fiddle and not take up too much time here. And I will say, isn't Ellen Hoffman great? Isn't she fabulous? I get to listen to her practice.
Which is embarrassing for me, knowing
No,
that.
it's so lovely. I've known Ellen. You can see me. You can see me, right?
Brian, can you see Zoe?
Yep, you guys both look great.
Okay. I've known Ellen all my life, and it's really nice to have a duplex neighbor that's a pianist
With a printer.
and a friend with a printer that's working and a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a Stevie tune, yeah? Let's do it.
So you can sing along, but Zoe's going to interpret it her way, and you get to interpret it your way, or Zoe's way, or someone else's way, or Stevie's way.
Or harmonize with me along the way. Tricky Hoffman. If it's magic, then why can't it be everlasting? Like the sun that always shines, like the poets in this rhyme, like the galaxies in time. If it's pleasing, then why can't it be never leaving? Like the day that never fails. Like on seashores there are shells. Like the time that always tells. It holds the key to every heart through all the universe. It fills you up without a bite and quenches every making sure we dress in style, posing pictures with a smile, keeping danger from a child. It holds the key to every heart throughout the universe. It fills you up without a bite and quenches every thirst. So, if it's magic, why can't we make it everlasting? Like the lifetime of the sun, it will leave no heart undone. 'Cause there's enough for You are so good.
Yay!
It's nice to have a singer, isn't it?
Thank
Yes. Good job.
Oh, I have to make the long commute home.
I know. She'll be home before I'm finished my next sentence.
I
Thank you,
am
Zoe.
so glad to participate and check in with the community that's supporting the Marsh and live music, live theater. You mean the world to us. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
Here we go.
Tell us how that camera is, where she just put it back.
Same spot. She's perfect. You look good.
Thank you, Zoe.
I need Brian in my life. He says I'm perfect.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, everybody, we got one more tune, and it's a tune you might not know. It's called Get Happy. Bye, darling.
Bye.
Thanks.
Of course.
So, I'm breaking a rule here. I'm going to teach you something that you don't know for the very last song. And you should never do this, ever, ever. It's not good programming, but I really want to play it. So Harold Arlen, by the way, was the one who wrote, right? And one of my favorite composers. His father was a cantor. He came by music naturally. And he wrote this wonderful song called Forget Your Troubles. Get Happy. That's what it's called. So on YouTube, you can find a lot of versions. Judy Garland's got a famous version. My favorite version is Ella Fitzgerald because she does the verse. The verse is all about hallelujah, but we're not going to do the verse. But I want you to listen to this. Okay, you see it? You see what I mean? Okay, let me get out my lyrics here because I actually think I know the music at this point. Sometimes I put the music in front of me, but I really don't need to. It's just kind of a little security blanket because I haven't played this tune before. Okay, but we're going to do a little slower than that. Now, by the way, I'm not telling you have to be happy. Trust me, it's a quarantine. Things are weird. Things are really weird. Things are sad. Things are stressful. Things are difficult. Things are confusing. So I'm not telling anyone you have to be happy. But sometimes, if you're in the mood, singing the song, playing the song, hearing the song, or hearing someone else do the song can make you happy. Makes me happy. So every Wednesday, I lead a dance-along, sing-along in my neighborhood. I live in a little cul-de-sac, so it's perfectly safe to do it. My average is 12 people. One time I got 20 people. Sometimes one time I got only 9 people. And I bring out my cell phone, my wonderful portable speaker, a tray table, and I'm a DJ. And I play 3 or 4 or 5 tunes outside and everybody sings or dances along. And that makes me happy. And even if I'm not in the mood, I've made the commitment. I do it every Wednesday at 12. I made the commitment, and if I'm in a bad mood, by the time I start the first song, I'm in a better mood. Music is kind of powerful that way. So you see the hallelujah part? We're not doing that part. We're starting at forget your troubles. Let's see what happens. I'll go nice and slow and take it easy. Here we go, here we go. Forget your troubles, just get happy. You better chase some cares away. So the sun is shining, come on, get happy. Waiting to take your hand. Come on, get happy. Here we go. We're heading across the river, wash their sins away in time. It's all so peaceful on the other side. Now this progression, by the way, right here, a million of your favorite songs use the same progression. Maybe the beat's different. Maybe it's in 3/4. But these chords are the staples of a lot of Western music. Now that you know the song, we're going to do it again. We're going to pick up the tempo a little bit. Here we go. Forget your troubles and just get happy. You better chase all your cares away. That means I'm coming to an end. So I want to thank Brian, producing manager at the Marsh. I want to thank Stephanie Weisman for getting me the gig. I want to thank all of you for showing up, because then I would really be playing to nobody. I mean, I'm taking somebody's word for it that there's somebody there. By the way, if you go to this, I think it's a movie called Summer Stock. That's where Judy sings the song, I'm pretty sure. Judy Garland. So I'm going to fade out on da-da-da-da-da, and Brian is just going to fade me out whenever he wants to. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. I'll see you next month. Third Tuesday every month.